Hello, welcome to the Nuxuary. My name's Dev, he, they.
I'm Zuki, he, him. I'm playing Sunny Brightheart, fresh from some patricide.
Hi, I'm Alex, they, them. I'm playing Paige Carrick, the grad student to Eurydice Spencer.
And hi there, I'm Nicole. I'm playing Dr. Eurydice Spencer, the tortured scientist who is trying really hard to just make Paige's life turn out better than hers did.
I'm sure that's going great so far.
It's going fabulously. I don't see why anyone thinks that it isn't.
So, yeah, if you want a recap of the episode, long story short, shit's bad right now.
But at least we're working together.
Yeah.
I think we ended out the last episode with Eurydice and Paige and Sunny having decided to call a tentative truce and try to work together to find out what the hell is going on. Looking for a library of occult books, in fact.
Yeah.
But what's the situation with the island? I think it's shrouded in fog and nobody's going out.
It's shrouded in fog. Everyone is staying inside. At least whoever's left.
And we definitely blame ourselves for this. We turn up from that cave having done some pretty dangerous, dodgy stuff, and this has happened. Yeah, we're
I'm sorry. What do you mean, we, mister? I killed the fetus at the behest of the monkey devil.
We're all cooperating here. Nobody knows that I did that. It was all, my innocence is yet to be disproved. Sunny just wants the best for everyone, but maybe he's feeling a bit guilty somewhere in his dark, cold heart.
Good.
A tiny glimmer of well, not necessarily guilt, but trying to push it onto somebody else.
Oh yeah,
that's guilt. That's guilt.
That's also just Sunny. He's like, oh, This is a thing I don't want. Allow me to find someone to hand it to.
Right. Yeah. No. And with that, we kind of set the scene. People are scared, huddled in their homes. Figures pass by the windows. White fog, still as thick as it was the day before. We're gonna start with Zuki's character, Sunny.
So we can start with, I think we'll be driving in Sunny's car because he's got a beautiful car.
Yeah.
What kind of car was it again? It was a nice car.
Something really slick.
Yeah, it was a sports car.
Yeah.
Sports car.
Kind of an old-timey sports car. Not great to drive on an island.
No, it isn't about practicality, it's about style.
Yeah. You drive from, I'm assuming, the Barracuda to
the lighthouse.
The lighthouse at the end of the island. The light swoops down, cutting like a knife through butter through the fog. Figures barely avoid your car. As you arrive to the ominous tower, you see Vivian's sister, Willow, she's outside. She's kind of surveying, coming out of the door. It looks like the door has been busted in, and she comes out. She looks pissed, and she is, she's just pissed, and she looks like she's surveying what looks like stuff maybe thrown from the lighthouse. You don't know.
I'll jump out, and I'll have my hand in my pocket on my gun, but I'll let other people deal with the situation. I'm just going to be looking around for any targets.
So Yuri hops out of the passenger side of the car and leaving Paige to extricate themselves from the tiny, awful jump seat in the back, and looks over at Willow and says, "We need to see Vivian. Where is he?"
He came by before the fog set in. The look in his eye wasn't right, and I just tried to stay out of his way. He took whatever books we had, took whatever books he can grab, and I don't know, he just jumped off the edge of the cliff. But I didn't hear a splash, or I didn't see his body in the water. My fucking brother left me by myself.
I think that Yuri has headed over to the edge of the cliff and is straining to see below. Is there anything?
No, the water's kind of obscured by the fog. You don't see, even if he did, jump down, there's not really a way to survive that kind of fall.
I bet that bastard did it to him. Right? I mean, he wouldn't just do that.
I mean,
Was there anyone here? Did you hear anything? Did he say anything?
All he said was, she's got a plan. I don't know.
Yuri
What?
looks startled, and then realization dawns on her face. She kind of sets her jaw, says, "Do you know what he took?"
No, our family's books, all the stuff that we've collected over the years.
All of it?
Well, as much as he could carry, at least the important books.
Ah, damn it.
If you check, there might be some notes that he left behind. I don't know.
Thank you. I'm going to, and Yuri turns to look at the other two and says, "I'm going to go to the study and examine any papers that might be around. I think I have the best chance of finding out anything we can find out up there."
I'm not leaving him down there. I'm going to start climbing down the cliff by whatever means I can find.
Okay, yeah.
Page being tugged in two directions. Which one will
Yeah,
they
Paige.
choose?
Yeah, Paige, which way will you go?
The last time Paige went on a little rock climbing adventure with Sunny, it didn't end very well.
Yeah.
True.
Truth.
But no, I think, looking through books and stuff is more their speed.
So we'll go with Alex next. Or Alex's character next. Or no, we still haven't done Zuki's character. I apologize. It's a sheer kind of cliff. So at least from the lighthouse down, but you could go around and try to see if you can swim out to where you think his body might be at this point.
I'll be calling out to him as I climb down and see if I can, I'll try and get as close as I can. Kind of very angry. Occasionally I might say, "Did you do this, you bastard?" Meaning the monkey.
You cry out, you curse at the monkey, and how long do you want to look for him?
Well,
I mean, sounds like a reason roll to me.
Investigate.
yeah, I don't think I've got any other abilities that are going to help. I won't do it yet, but I may call my boys in to help me. But we'll see.
I'm just imagining your car's a clown car and you just have minions that can be
Just a load of them just waiting there.
They're crammed in the trunk.
Yeah, if you want me to do an investigate roll, this is such a great
Plus reason.
line. So that's a failure.
Oh,
I mean, that
no.
tracks.
Yeah, I've got -2 on reason. But yeah, I'm not. I'm just looking around for him. I'm hoping it won't have been washed out to sea yet.
Oh, I mean, the GM gets to make a move.
This is true. Yeah.
You might get information, but you might have to pay for it. She says, smug in the knowledge that she is not the one having to deal with this.
How would I do this?
If you
And remember that moves don't have to be related to the roll.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the
You
other
could
thing.
just
You can-
give Zuki information and then murder us.
Yeah, you can announce off-screen badness. That's one of my favorites.
I think you see something in the water, kind of like a shadow, kind of lurking, kind of just above the waves, kind of splat.
So it's like a shape in the water, but I can't make it out.
Yeah, you see it out there, kind of near.
I'm going to dive in. If there's a shape in the water, then it must be him.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
okay. We'll get back to you.
Okay.
We'll go with the Eurydice next, then.
All right. So I think the camera opens on Yuri sitting at whatever Vivian's desk is and just methodically finding every single piece of paper with any kind of writing on it and stacking it on the desk. And when Paige comes in, I think she just kind of peremptorily says, "All right, Paige, find any writing you can find, and we'll collate it."
Right, writing. Okay. So if Eurydice is starting at the desk, I think Paige is going to look through. I'm assuming the bookshelves are probably emptier than they used to be, but see what books have been left behind. See if
Don't get me wrong, there are books left behind, but you can see where books have been taken. Like, it's kind of a full library, but there have been books that clearly have been taken from this lighthouse library.
Has there anything been left behind from the books? Like maybe if there's stuff slipped between the pages that may have fallen down, any other?
That sounds like an investigation roll to me.
That does sound like an investigation roll.
I agree.
18.
Woohoo.
18 questions. You may ask 2 questions.
I may ask 2 questions. Right, I still don't have any advantages. Okay. All right. Is there anything weird about what I'm investigating?
You have anything weird? Whatever books that Vivian took are Willow said that they were important. You think maybe she said maybe it's important to her family. Maybe they were spells or something. Maybe like the books that he took are maybe find slips of paper where it's like ingredients and stuff like that. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, like as if
like grimoires.
Yeah, because each second is different, but a lot of like ritualistic magic books possibly is what you think might have been taken.
Okay. And I guess the other thing is, let's see, how can I find out more, or what is my gut feel? I guess how can I find out more about what I'm investigating?
So you're trying to find, what are you trying to find out again? What books?
Yeah, like we're trying to find books, papers, notes that Vivian might have left behind.
You're kind of going through the books, and I think you find maybe you notice it on the study that Eurydice is on. They find like a paper kind of like stuck, like a little piece of paper kind of stuck underneath the study.
Okay.
Like down in the floorboards?
Like, yeah, like something like it's stuck between 2 floorboards.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, so they'll go and try and pry that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are able to pry it up. The document is very old. It's kind of like looking at like a page from an old Bible or like a medieval book. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
it's barely illegible, but there is kind of like this artwork on it.
Okay, have I seen anything like the artwork before?
As someone with your particular training
Probably not.
probably not, no.
That is fair.
But it depicts an empty throne and 2 people on either side. One person is kind of on their knee holding up what looks like a crown, and this other person like grabbing the crown.
Okay. All right. And if I knock on the floorboard that it was stuck between, does it sound hollow?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think Paige was Dr. Spencer?
Yeah. What is it, Paige?
I think that there's something underneath the floorboard here. I don't know if is there something around here we could pry it up with?
Well, if there isn't, I'll make something. And Yuri begins looking for something to use as a lever.
All right. We're going to go back to Zuki's character, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's up with Sunny.
Sunny.
Yeah, I'll pull off my jacket and dive into the water. Yeah.
You dive in. The water is cold. And even jumping in, it's darker than it should be.
Are we shouting for Vivian? Is that you, Vivian? Vivian!
You're like shouting underwater.
Well, I'm swimming.
Vivian! Right. Oh, yeah. The water is darker than you think it should be. And as you get to the shape in the water, It grabs onto you like it's trying to stay afloat. And you realize it's not Vivian. It's too hairy to be Vivian. And you don't remember Vivian having part of a monkey's face on it. It's your old friend.
I'm going to try and break its neck if I recognize it as that.
I love how just thoroughly and dedicatedly Zuki is playing an American.
He's a no-nonsense kind of guy. If a monkey throws his friend off a cliff, he's going to break. He's going to go and take revenge.
You know what? I'm not even going to make you roll for this. You do try and break this monkey's neck. You can hear his neck crackle and pop as it kind of goes limp, and then it rolls back around and says, thank you. I've had a cramp for a little bit there.
Okay, I'm just going to push myself away from it and be like,
oh no, my friend, it's too late for that.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and get away from it if I can get a roll.
Yeah, you know what? Try, yeah.
What would it be?
I would say
avoid harm.
I would say that this is act under pressure.
Okay, act under pressure, which is coolness. Okay, let's do that. That's a fail.
The dice are telling an interesting story for Sunny today.
Oh, yeah.
I think that you were kind of keeping this monkey from, at length from you and arm's length from you, trying to push it away. But I think then it grabs you into this bear hug, and you two start to slowly sink down into the water.
Okay.
And the monkey kind of goes towards your ear, and kind of with perfect clarity, you can hear him speak. Unless you want to sink to the bottom of this fucking water, you're gonna play a good little fucking monkey, aren't you?
Have I taken any harm at this point?
You're able to hold your breath for now, but if this thing continues to keep you underwater like this, you will drown.
Okay. I think I am going to try and continue to get away. I don't know if I can. Because I can't shoot it because we're underwater. I can try though, right?
And it's the 1930s. Your gun's not going to work.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Roll. I don't usually like making people repeat moves.
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm trying to actually hurt it at this point, as opposed to
So that's
away from
engage in combat.
Yeah, this is engage in combat.
Yeah, I'll say you're gonna make it with -1 because you're underwater, and he has you in a grapple.
Oh, it's even better. Okay, fair enough. That's a
That one.
success.
Oh, damn! Good job.
Good old violence.
But I'm not trying to inflict harm. I'm just trying to kind of prise his arms off me so I can get away.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. You're able to use both your hands and legs to push off from him and get a little bit of distance. You feel something weird kind of on your hands and feet where you've touched him, where he's touched you.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm not really bothered about that. I'm just going to get away from him. I'm probably deserve to take some composure damage. I'm already angry, but what? Yeah, stability. Should I make a keep it together roll?
Your best friend is presumed dead, so
Yeah, keep it together.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think all of us should probably. Oh, I succeed though. I don't.
All right.
I hate this monkey so much. But yeah, I'm just trying to get away at this point. I don't care about anything else except escape. So I'm just going to swim for the nearest shore.
You can hear him kind of cackling as he is managed to resurface and is swimming after you now.
All right. Actually, I think my gun's probably going to be in my jacket rather than on me since I took it off. So I'm going to try and get to that so I can use the old Chicago typewriter. No, not quite that. It's just a handgun. But
I was about to say. All right, we'll go back to Eurydice and Paige.
So Eurydice is reading through all of the papers and notes that she can find. And she's especially looking for any kinds of notes that you write down to yourself while you're working on something and thinking, kind of like looking for those train of thought comments that used to be littered in everyone's desk when we all used paper.
Yeah, I think you'll find. I'll give you this. A lot of it is related to the ghost stuff that Vivian saw.
Mm-hmm.
The shadowy figures with the pale eyes. You see kind of these drawings of the ghosts kind of congregating near the entryway to, the whole, where the ghost, the cavern.
Yeah.
But you also see ghosts kind of towards, I want to say the northern part of the island where Wayne's Doom is.
Yeah. Interesting.
And kind of how the black glass, you see there's like a jar on the study of like a chunk of this black glass, similar to the kind that was kind of sticking out of your head there for a bit.
Yuri absolutely takes that sample of black glass, and since she is a geologist, she is going to thoroughly examine it. I'd like to go ahead and roll with expert.
Go ahead.
I'm investigating, and this is associated with one of my chosen fields. All right, that is an 18.
All right, ask your 2 questions.
So, because of expert, whenever you investigate something associated with one of your chosen fields, you always get to ask one additional question, regardless of the outcome, and may ask any questions you want. So, I get 3 questions.
Okay.
I think the first is going to be, how is the black glass connected to the sea caves?
I think you think about the first expedition and then the second expedition. You remember the black blood of the old god of the island, how it was seeping into everything. You think maybe that some of maybe lightning hit the island or some kind of meteor or something, and maybe when it impacted and heated up the ground, maybe that caused the glass to be solidified.
Cool. Second question. Is the black glass connected to the dark water?
Yes.
So the dark water is the god's blood, which then solidifies into black glass.
When heated.
When heated. My third question, I feel like I need to keep it regarding the black glass because that's what I'm studying. Does Eurydice think, or could a weapon made with black glass kill the monkey man?
You do not know.
Okay.
I think the only way to determine that would be to...
Do I think it might? Do I think it has a good chance?
Based on kind of the dream logic that this stuff seems to follow, maybe.
Okay. All right.
50% chance.
Good times. I think Yuri, when Paige is next looking away from her, will put the black glass sample into her bag.
I think I'm going to give you this for free, Eurydice. The lines on Paige are black. The monkey man said that they were a key. The crown, the page that you found, someone bowing, giving this crown to another person.
So I think Yuri looks at Paige and says, so I think the black markings are the dark water, which is the old god's blood.
Old god's blood.
Yep.
The markings you mean on me?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't had any old gods draw on me as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, but think about how you got them.
I, I don't even know that. They were just there.
After we decided to go into the caves, where all of this insanity is happening. I think you're tied to this somehow. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but
Are you sure we're not just crazy?
well,
Because this is all starting to, like,
how do we ignore the evidence of our senses?
yeah.
We are in a world where 2 + 2 = 5, and now we have to figure out how that can be true.
Okay. Okay, so old gods marked. But why me? Why? I don't have anything to do with this. Why?
Yuri kind of shrugs. I don't have an answer to that, but I will help you find out.
Okay. You mentioned crowbar
Yeah, right here.
right here. Okay.
And I think she pulls out like Vivian's toolbox or something, opens it, and unless you don't want it to happen, just extracts a crowbar.
No, I like it.
They starts levering at the floorboards.
Yeah, you open the floorboard and you find a book.
Look, how does it look old? Does it look like the page that I found could have come from it?
Yeah. It's there's no cover. I mean, there's a cover, but there's no writing on the cover.
Okay.
It's a hard cover, very big, like about the size from the tip of your middle finger to elbow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a folio.
Holding it feels cold.
Don't like that.
You see, do you guys open the book?
I will pull it out. Is the cover like dusty? Does it look like it's been in there a while?
Weird thing is, it looks like it's been there for a while.
Okay.
Is this a good point for gunfire to erupt outside?
Okay, yes. Yeah, we should probably go back to Zuki. We'll get back to the book.
Back to Sunny.
Sunny, you are able to make it to the beach.
And is it still pursuing me?
Yes, it is still pursuing you. And I'm going to say you're starting to look a little bit more hairy.
Well, I can't tell that. I'm still wearing my suit.
Yeah, fair.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Or even if you could see it on me, I'm not thinking about that at all right now. I just want to get the hell away.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and back up the trail up the cliff, but I'm going to shoot a few rounds into it. Get the hell away from me. I'm going to kill you. You understand?
You fire how many shots?
The whole clip.
The whole, okay. You fire at this thing. It kind of, it does react to the bullets going into its body, but it seems to just keep pursuing.
Okay.
Come on. I thought we were pals.
Not for what you did to Vivian, piece of shit. I'm going to kill you.
I've had nothing to do. Your pact with me was to protect your friends. I had nothing to do with Vivian, your friend's disappearance.
I don't believe a damn thing you say. Then who did it? Who?
He did it to himself.
I can't believe that.
Your friend has left you here with me.
You're just a liar. You'll say anything to get me back on your side. And I'm just going to refuse to listen and run back up to the lighthouse.
Come on, Sonny.
Never.
Don't run away don't run away from me.
I'm going to try and get... Well, yeah, I'm going to run, hopefully. If he's pursuing me, I'll keep an eye on him, but I'm trying to get away.
I think if you look back, he's just kind of walking slowly towards you.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll go and run into the lighthouse if there's no one there and just slam the door behind me.
I believe there are people inside the lighthouse right now.
Oh, yeah, but there might be on a different level. There's no one in the doorway, though.
So, Paige and Eurydice, you hear the door slam, and you hear the floorboards creak like something heavy has kind of entered the building.
And you probably might have heard the gunshots earlier, too.
Yes, and the gunshots. Yes, that is.
Yuri looks at Paige and says, "So Sunny's here now. Do you want to go check on him? I'll carry the book."
Him with the gun?
I mean, it sounded like he's probably out of shots.
Maybe I'll just keep the book just in case. And it kind of mimes hiding behind it.
You would sacrifice a book? You heal, books don't.
I mean, I heal from some things. I feel like, lead probably not so much.
You can also hear the sound of furniture being dragged and then a loud bang.
Zuki, I want to say you're kind of, you're not a weak person, but you're kind of able to toss this furniture with a little bit more ease than you're used to.
Where's Willow in all this?
You don't know. Willow kind of was outside and then kind of just isn't here.
To be fair, if I saw Sunny with a gun, I would be somewhere else as well.
That is fair.
I'm not sure I have a gun, but I look pretty manic. Yeah.
Now that you mention it, Sunny, you don't see your car.
Get it, girl?
That is, again, the last thing on my mind is like worrying about my car. But yeah, I probably would be a bit annoyed about that.
Yeah.
Well, that also means we're kind of stranded here.
Well, it's walkable, I think. But yeah.
That's the problem.
I'll just be shouting, "He's here! That monkey bastard is here! He's the one that killed Vivian! He's out there!"
Wait, I thought you said you had some kind of deal to protect us.
I asked him to do that, yeah, but he's clearly going back on it.
What evidence do you have of that?
Everything he says is a lie.
Are you guys talking to each other? Are you just yelling at each other?
Yeah, no, we're totally yelling down the stairs.
You'll probably come down at some point, I expect.
Yeah. Or Sunny will go up. One of the two.
Okay. So Sunny, you don't notice this, but your voice sounds different.
Guttural.
More guttural.
Yeah. But I'm just panicking at the moment.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
I'm going to peer through the window to see if it's out there.
You look out the window and you see the monkey man. It's weird every time I say it.
This is a problem of your own creation.
You
Yeah.
give him a name, so without a name, we have to call him the monkey man, even in character.
But you do see him on the edge of the property. He's just kind of looking, seems to be waiting, and
Okay.
you kind of are able to see your face through the window, but there's something wrong with your face.
This was another trick. He's out there. He's waiting for us.
So I think Yuri will look at Paige and just kind of sigh and be like, "All right, I'll come down," and heads downstairs.
I think, so you see Yuri come downstairs, and then you see Paige hesitantly following her, just kind of like with their head poking up above this giant book that they're holding.
So I think, based on what you're saying, Dev, I think maybe I do, when they come down, they maybe see the monkey guy standing there in my clothes. That will be...
You see, like, it's not like the monkey man's kind of morphed face. Yours is a little bit more sleeker than him. Does that make sense?
But I look like a monkey, yeah.
But you look kind of ape-like. Not like a chimpanzee, but more, I say gorilla.
I told you, he's out there. He's waiting for you. He's a liar.
Whoa.
Yeah, he is much taller now and a lot more beefy. You can see his clothes kind of starting to, what's the word? Tighten up against him.
Split. God, that was a silk shirt.
Splitting.
Sunny, you appear to have gone through some changes.
Look, he's out there. He killed Vivian. He tried to drown me.
He changed you.
What do you mean? And I look at my hands at this point for the first time.
Yeah, they are kind of pudgier, less, manicured. They look kind of ape-like. Your hands are covered in hair.
I'm gonna roll to keep it together.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
This sounds like a good round for all of us because I'm observing someone I know who now looks like Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I agreed.
Ooh, success with complications. I'm going to become scared.
Ooh.
I am success with complications.
Failure.
And
What about you, Zuki?
I've become scared. I didn't do a total failure. And I'm now unfocused. So -1 to all rolls.
I'm going to say scared probably fits for me as well.
I'm gonna say so. Nicole, let me know if this is too much.
Yeah.
-4 stability,
Oof.
life-changing trauma.
Okay.
Just the effortlessness of this thing to change someone's form without permission
Oh, yeah.
or regard for their psyche, I think is something that maybe Eurydice, especially after what happened with Vivian's character, is something that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Okay, I'm going to scream and go and try and find a mirror.
Yeah, I mean, you do find a mirror. It's worse than you feared. There's no like shaving. Your body is different.
Oh man.
There's your form is different.
I'm going to punch the mirror.
Yeah, you break it. There is glass now embedded in your hand.
Okay.
And as you bleed, it's not red anymore. It's this kind of goopy black that just doesn't drip like blood anymore. It just slowly slops off.
Yeah, I think I'm going to lose it at that point. Well, maybe not. Roll keep it together. Oh, well, I roll my keep it together, and I'm good. So yeah, right now I'm currently very scared and very angry. So -2 ongoing.
Oh no.
So yeah, I'm just gonna. What am I gonna do? I will just rush out and confront the monkey if nobody stops me.
Yeah, I think Paige is just backing up to go back up to the study, just still hiding behind the book because nope. So Paige is definitely not stopping you.
Yeah, Yuri is just kind of has slid down the wall and is sitting with her head in her hands, just saying, "Why do we even try? Fuck. There's nothing we can do. This just isn't going to work."
Yeah, you're like, this is not good.
So yeah, obviously that's taken a little while in the bathroom. You've heard this smash of the mirror, and he comes storming out, growling loudly. And he's going to run up to the door and grab the furniture and dash it against the wall.
Yeah, easily.
Everyone can react as they see fit, or even try and stop me.
I think Yuri just lost 4 stability and is processing that. She's terrified and screaming.
So yeah, I throw this thing across the room, smashing it, slam the door open, and run up to this monkey, this creature.
My, what big what big ears you have.
So I'm going to start beating him for as long as it is allowed to happen. And if he doesn't stop me, that will continue for about 3 or 4 minutes.
You're like, I'm going to beat you now. I don't know if I'll stop.
Yes, it's just he's a being of pure rage. And yeah.
It's like watching a kitten go after a really big dog.
Yeah.
Like one of those big patient dogs. And the little kitten is like, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna try to beat this thing to death, literally.
Yeah, that is. I don't think he's thinking very straight. And he isn't exactly someone given to nuanced thought in stressful situations anyway.
I think it could have just stopped at nuanced thought.
You go into it. I think maybe there is like roll keep it. I think this is more another. No, you've already rolled. I'm gonna do what the fiction says. You've already rolled keep it together and failed. Well, succeeded but with complication. I think that you're angry, you're upset. I think it makes sense that you want to take your frustrations out on this thing that has caused you to become this creature. I think you do try and we just hear these sickening thuds as you break this thing's bones.
I think I'm giving in to my bestial side.
Yeah,
doing this.
as you beat this thing into the ground until it's basically imprinted into into the dirt. Your hands have bony slivers and gray matter and just viscera. Some of the blood kind of gets into your mouth, and it doesn't taste as bad as you thought it would.
Okay.
I think, yeah. And I think I'm going to leave you with that thought for now. As we go back to Paige and Eurydice.
Yeah, I think Paige is just witnessing Yuri have a complete breakdown.
Yeah, Paige will kind of just like peek up over the top of the book and kind of just peek over to see that, make sure Sunny has left, and then put the book down and go, Dr. Spencer?
Yes, Paige?
Are you okay?
Not in the slightest.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what I expected with that.
I swore that I was going to keep you safe, but it seems like you're tied up in all of this in a way that I don't understand. And Sunny is a monster, and...
Literally.
I said what I said. Sunny is a monster and is serving something that is trying to destroy the island in some way. And how do we fix this? I don't know how to fix this. Everyone's going to die because I don't know how to fix this. Everybody died because I couldn't fix it before. I never should have gone back.
What if we just took a boat and left?
I just have this awful premonition that if we do that, the island is doomed.
Isn't it already, though? I mean, it has monkey gods and people turning into monkeys and weird god blood water. And is there any saving it?
Do you want to be responsible for all these deaths?
I wouldn't be, though. If that, I think we can put the blame squarely on Sunny.
Paige, I think that you should take a boat. I have to go back into the caverns. I think I started all of this, and I have to put it right.
You didn't start all this, though. I did.
I went in the first time. I fought something down there in the dark.
But they needed me to make all this happen, right?
Maybe they needed both of us. I don't know, but I know that there is a hole down there that is empty because of us, because of me, because I took everyone into the caves the first time.
So maybe it isn't you that... Maybe if I open something, that maybe I have to close it.
Let's go see if you can close the door.
Do you want to take a look at this big weird book I found, by the way?
We should absolutely take a look at the big... You know what? I had forgotten that we had a big weird book. There is nothing that makes me feel better faster than a big weird book. Let's look at the big weird book.
So you open the book.
Yeah, I'll set it down kind of between us, and I will open the book.
You open the book and kind of you know how in books there's always like that one, the first page is always a dedicated to, you know what I mean? The dedication page.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were continuing.
Sorry. No. You see the dedication page. It's weird. It's written in a more modern handwriting. Dedicated to Sabine, my guiding light.
Hmm.
And you see,
What is the author name?
you don't know. There's no author name, just dedicated to.
Okay.
Sabine, my guiding light. And you can see, kind of opening it up, it's kind of like a diary. And you can see it's full of these just journal entries of someone's writing about what looks like maybe the first settlers of the city.
Awesome.
And at the back of the book, you can see it says, Sabine has left for the caldera. She is going to try and fix this island's sickness.
Yuri looks up and exchanges a glance with Paige.
Yep, big weird book, all right.
But I have a terrible feeling that this will not end well for any of us.
Well, that's not ideal.
All right. So if we're thinking about this historically, I think Yuri checks the dates, and I'm assuming they coincide with the eruption of Sabine's cauldron. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this appears, I'm just double checking this with you, Paige, to make sure we independently read the same thing. This appears to be saying that Sabine, attempting to fix the island, caused a volcanic eruption of some fashion.
So what could be so bad that an eruption was better?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
As Paige says that, you think maybe whatever was in the hole in the cavern.
So I guess do we want to go to the caldera or back to the cavern? I think Vivian's gone to the caldera.
As you say that, you feel rumbling.
We have to get to the cave.
Yeah.
And as you say that, we go back to Sunny.
Okay.
Sunny.
I don't know. I feel like he's completely lost it. He's not capable of rational thought at the moment. But yeah, okay.
I kind of like the image of him Hulk jumping across the countryside.
Yes.
As I think it's a good image of, like, as you guys are leaving, you see Sunny just covered in viscera.
Ew.
And as he kind of looks at you, he has a pair of, like, these bloodshot eyes.
So, yeah, what is my character's situation right now? What is he?
Currently, your character is, how does he feel?
I don't know. I'm wondering if he has made his full transition. He's by acting this way.
I don't think he's. I think that this is a temporary state right now. This rage. I don't think your character is a fully transformed a gorilla, because that would be. I don't think that would be that would be kind of goofy. I say that as you turn into this ape human hybrid.
Yeah, but I mean, what is the significance of me having done this? I mean, am I still in control of my faculties?
I would say right now, no. But it's kind of like you're in like a werewolf frenzy, right?
Mm-hmm. But I think I've calmed down from like pulping this guy, or I've.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, he's.
But you do, yeah.
Not necessarily dead, but whatever it is that I was angry at is gone.
For now, yes.
Okay. I don't know, because I don't see myself or you guys wanting to do anything with me after what you've just witnessed.
I think it depends on how Sunny reapproaches the pair of them. Like, Yuri just underwent a massive traumatic break. So I think if Sunny returned, like, I'm sorry, I panicked, I don't know what's happening to me, then she would accept him back into the group.
Okay.
I don't know about Paige. What do you think, Alex?
I think Paige is taking the book and will hide behind it anytime Sunny is looking at them, but you know.
I love that image. That image is so good.
So I think he's just sitting there. All the fight's gone out of him. He's just crying. Yeah, I don't know. He's just lost it. I think I probably would lose some stability, but we'll see.
Roll, keep it together again, if you want to.
Yeah. So that's a partial success.
I think you will be haunted by the experience at a later time would be good.
Yeah, okay. I mean, well, maybe I should just be unhappy as well. Sad. Angry, sad, and scared. It's a nice mixture. Yeah. I kind of look at you as you come out, and I'm not sure what to say. I'm just utterly deflated.
Sonny, are you going to? Oh God, I almost said go ape on us. Are you going to? Are you okay? No, that is also a bad question. Are you?
I'm pretty fucking far from okay.
Yeah, same.
Ugh,
We think Vivian's gone to the caldera. We need to go to the
he
caverns.
jumped into the sea. You think he's in the caves?
No, I think that he took the fastest route to get away from Willow, to get to the caldera. He was talking about Sabine earlier, and we found this book that seems to imply that Sabine doing something to fix the island caused the eruption. And when Willow said that Vivian said that he was going to fix things and took a bunch of books with him, and I think that's what he's trying to do. And I think we need to get to the cavern to make sure there isn't another eruption.
Oh, sure. I'll do whatever you say. I don't think I've got much left in me, but I'm not going to jump off a cliff or end it. I don't think that thing's dead. It's still around here somewhere.
What are you going to do if it tells you to do something different than what we're doing?
I'd never do anything that thing says.
All right, then you can come with us. Let's go.
I wouldn't have ended up like this if I would have. It did this to me because I fought it.
Thank you. Let's get out of here.
I don't have to sit beside him in the car, do I?
We don't have our car anymore. Willow has it.
The car's gone?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I heard there was a way into the caves down through the cove down there. You know, the one where they're supposed to have found that old ship? It's not too far away.
The one where they found me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know pretty well then.
Yeah. But also, the cavern is right under the spring. So we could swim down and rappel down as long as we took enough line. And this is a lighthouse. They have nothing. If they don't have anything here, it's rope.
Sure.
Plus, you got a half man, half ape there, so
It's true. He can carry everything.
yeah.
So yeah, I think Yuri tries to gather all of the stuff that she's going to need in order to allow them to rappel down into the cavern.
Paige will reluctantly leave the book.
Oh no, we're
down into the cave with that.
we're tying the book onto Paige's back. We're taking the book.
Ah, yes, take the only written accord of the history of the town with you. What could go wrong?
It might be actually. Did we go through all of it?
I don't think we had time to read everything. We probably flipped through.
It's a big book.
Do we think there's anything that might help us in the book?
We can skim it again looking for stuff about caves.
Yeah.
If you want to,
Shall we roll for investigation?
Yeah, who should it be me? Should it be you?
Or you could help or hinder me.
So what I just rolled was success with complication, so I may modify the subsequent roll by plus or minus 1.
Nice. All right, then I will roll my investigate.
13 would still be success with complications, so
It's true.
it'll be
though.
2 questions for you, though.
All right.
It comes at a cost. I guess you both pay the cost. Whatever
Yeah.
it is.
All right. I think what does my gut feel about what I'm investigating?
this might be, your gut feels like this might be a follower of Sabine's kind of commune when it was first formed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, it's a journal, so it's got a lot of just random entries about the day in the life of this person. And you notice that there is this page in the book about it's the map of the island, but it's got arrows that kind of don't make sense. One arrow is going this way, but it says if you go that way, it points out this direction. It's all kind of numbered and whatnot.
Okay.
And yeah, if you want to study it, you have a feeling that maybe this is how the commune, maybe that's how Vivian got to the caldera that fast.
All right.
That he was using one of these
Secret ways.
these secret ways. Yeah.
Is there, so I guess my second question, which can be anything I want, is going to be, is there a way into the cavern through the secret paths?
Well, you already know one of the secret paths for that one.
Okay, so the secret path is the spring.
Yes, is the
Curses.
spring. Yeah.
All right. Well, wasted that question, but that's fine.
I'm sorry. I mean,
No, it's all good.
you already knew that.
It confirms what I was not certain about, so that's good. So I think Yuri sets her hand on it and says, "I think we've got everything out of it. I think maybe we should leave it here."
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
We untie the book from page. No. So I think we leave the book and head for the spring, since it's probably the closest.
It's a long walk.
Yeah. Can we steal horses from someone or something? Borrow horses from someone or something?
Sure. Yeah.
Borrow without asking?
I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is keeping an eye on their stables right now.
Yeah.
Or bicycles. Bicycles would be great too.
Through the jungle?
Oh, no, that's a good point. Ponies.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah. I'm not going to make you roll for that. You manage to get down to the spring as you notice these kind of grayish flakes start to fill this fog.
Oh no.
Burns to the touch, and it's kind of got this burning smell to it.
All right, Sonny, I'm going to show you how to tie a belay. Do you know how to tie a belay?
Tie up a leg?
A belay for repel. Okay, no, I'll teach you.
Oh, okay.
This actually does sound like act under pressure.
I agree. This is a terrible idea. No, I'm joking.
I mean, I could tie at the belay.
Awesome. Paige, go for it.
Actually, well, to be fair, my act under pressure is, I have a +1 to that.
I have a +0. So I love the idea that Paige knows more about knots than Yuri.
You do it, but hesitate, are delayed, or must deal with a complication. The GM reveals an unexpected outcome, a high price, or a difficult choice. I feel like tying a belay is hesitate, are delayed, or must deal with a complication.
I mean, it kind of feels like a gun on the mantelpiece in terms of the rope breaking at a dramatically appropriate time. You can take this move as a hold, Dev, and just dangle it above our heads and cash it in whenever you think it's going to be the most fun.
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. So you guys, everything seems fine. You did everything to your knowledge.
Looks like a good knot.
Looks like a good knot.
But technically a belay isn't so much a knot.
It's a complex rope system. We'll just call it a knot. Yeah, riggers, don't come after us.
I say this as somebody who has gone rock climbing before. I know how to belay myself.
Yeah.
Avast and belay.
You're like, yeah, I'm sure it'll support all of our weights.
Totally. What could go wrong?
One at a time. We're not that dumb.
Yeah, I'll say this sounds like I want to say this is a move. This could be a move. I'll tell you what. Endure injury.
For what?
You know what? No, I'm sorry. Avoid harm. Getting down without getting hurt.
So all three of us? Or
all
so we're going one at a time, so.
Yeah. So each one.
Okay. Who's going first is the...
I think Yuri tries to go first.
Okay.
You got to show us how it works.
All right. Not bad. Before she, steps off and before she steps off to hit the water, she says, Just remember, you're going to have to swim down for a while before you break through. And then she jumps off and splooshes into the water, trailing the rope behind her.
I'm going to say since the water's kind of dark, I'll say you take a little harm. As maybe like as you get to like, so you're dealing with water, right? And then you're having to deal with the gravity coming back, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. She knows she's gonna.
Your grip on the rope, it gets tight and you kind of cut your hands on the rope.
All right, good times. So I'm going to take 1 harm.
1 harm, yeah.
Stable or unstable?
Stable.
All right.
Yeah.
I think Paige will probably go next, mostly because if Sunny is still covered in like weird goop or whatever, they don't want to have to deal with the slippery rope.
Thought.
I mean, you're already going to have to deal with a slippery rope because of the water.
I think also they don't want to be too far away from Dr. Spencer.
That's fair.
All right. Endure injury, you said. Or avoid harm, sorry.
Avoid harm, yes, sorry.
It's thinking about it. Nice.
You're a champ.
I like swan dive into the water.
Yeah, and you're elegantly just able to kind of easily get down into like the main foyer of this large cavern.
Be like, yeah, Dr. Spencer, the water's great.
All right.
No, I'm kidding.
All right. Sunny, it's your turn.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you negatives for this because you're already kind of suffering. Oh.
It's a fail.
Well, I didn't even need to do any of that. Okay.
Maybe if you were a human, this would have gone fine, but now that you're slowly turning into an ape, your balance is off.
Did you know that gorillas can't swim?
Really?
They don't have enough body fat.
Interesting.
They sink because they just don't have enough body fat for flotation.
So, yeah, Sunny, you've lived on this island your whole life. You're a great swimmer. That is until you've started to become this simian-esque creature.
Well, I was repelling,
you
right? So I probably just slam into the rocks on the way down, right?
Oh no! I think like you sink immediately down into the water, and you try to grab onto the rope, but I think you hit. So I described this giant, like the thingy that this god thing was in, right? I think you slam your back. It's like one of the chains. So you're like, oh, and you're able to just barely grab on, and I think you take 2 points of harm.
Okay.
From that. You can definitely feel your back is kind of fucked up right now a little bit.
So I'm -1 or apply wound penalties. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just in pain.
Today is just not your day, Sonny. And yeah, you guys have managed to get into this chamber. All the homunculus are dead, and it smells strangely like dead flowers.
Interesting. I think Yuri kind of gags a little bit on the sickly sweet stench of rot.
It's awful.
And says, "All right, let's get you to the door, Paige."
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you touch this metal thing and it opens up. The god thing is no longer in there. It seems that it's liquefied and it's now just kind of, it has emptied itself into the island.
All right.
There is kind of like a chair, not a chair, but it's like a seating area inside the tomb. I don't want to call it a fetal tomb, but it is a fetal tomb.
A what?
Let's call it the ritual space.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just, but yeah, no, you're staring into this rituals thing. There is some residue of, this thing's blood.
I guess let's go take a look at things. Yuri is going to start methodically examining the chair, like trying to see what's going on over there.
So you get close to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Your head starts to hurt again.
Yuri kind of squeezes her eyes shut and like gingerly touches her forehead, says, "Oh God, the pain, the last time this happened, there was a glass shard that came out of my head."
Okay. How do we stop that?
I don't know. Just don't take it out. Don't let anyone take it out. Don't.
Right. No, I won't.
It's not here anymore. That thing, it's been screwing with us all this time. That's probably part of it, right?
What thing? The monkey?
Yeah, the prisoner.
Okay.
That thing was in prison here to wheel it out till you let it out.
Till the god died. And you killed the god, Sonny.
I didn't kill it.
Who did?
It was Paige.
What? I didn't do anything.
Just you being here. That's why he wanted you down here.
To open something, not to kill something.
It's all part of the same thing, isn't it?
For fuck's sake, Sonny, take some responsibility for once in your life.
What? So this wouldn't have happened if I wasn't here?
Yes.
Maybe it wouldn't have happened if you told us what was happening.
We were just the transport mechanism. We were just...
Didn't you know? Didn't you say you knew something was going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, he asked me to get Paige here. So I did.
So maybe if you told us, this wouldn't have happened.
I don't think we had any choice. You've seen how powerful that thing is.
If it was so powerful, then why did it need you to bring me here?
I don't know. Look, it don't matter. I mean, this is the way it is now.
Yeah, we're going to deal with it, but just show some kind of understanding of your part in this. I know my part in this.
Do I look like I have any part in this? Do you think anything is ever going to be the same again for me? This is it. Yeah, sure.
What you're experiencing, Sonny, is consequences. You've made choices. We've all made choices. We've made some very bad choices. And we have to fix them because we made the choices. This isn't anyone's fault.
Do you think people like us can fix things like this? We don't even know what we're doing.
Yes, we can. We have to.
We've got no choice except see it to the end. What are we going to do, huh? What are we going to do? It's nothing. It's got all the cards.
We know the chair has to have something to do with this. Paige, do you feel anything? When I got close to it, God, my head hurts. Ah.
Yeah, you're starting to bleed a little bit.
When I got close to it, this started happening. Oh no, I can feel blood. Paige, what do you see? What's happening?
Where's the blood coming from?
It's coming from, like, there's not to be trigger warning, like a slit has opened across her forehead, and you can see kind of...
So is it in the bottom of the socket?
Yeah, there's a...
Is it like erupting?
Yeah, like a crown is kind of forming into your skull.
Oof.
A crown of black glass.
There's glass. It's making like a crown. Maybe we should get you away from there.
Does Paige go over to help Yuri away from it? I think Yuri's just kind of standing and staring at the chair. She feels she's transfixed looking at it.
Yeah, I think Paige will come over and try and like take your hands and be like, "Let's just get out of here," right?
The minute I think you touch Eurydice, your hand erupts into black glass.
Ow!
Like spiky or transforming?
Like the lines across Paige's hands start... I have a question, Eurydice. Do you want to be taken away from?
I think Yuri is in that place in a headache where if someone just like tries to take you somewhere, you don't really have a choice but to go. You're so focused on the pain that you're not really making decisions. So I think that unless Yuri is drawn to the chair in some strong way.
I think, yeah, the pain is now kind of focused into like a line like a string that's kind of pulled taut to the center of this, not to be gross, the glass socket
Good times.
towards the chair.
So does Yuri feel like she's connected to the chair already, or that it's reaching out?
Reaching out more like you're a tin can and the other end of the tin can is someone else is talking to the other side of the tin can. Not with
Oh.
words, but with impressions.
What are those impressions?
Voyeurism, voyeuristic impressions, staring, waiting, hoping, just impulses of half thought.
Do I feel like I am I'm connecting to something, or do I feel like I am being consumed by something?
Connecting.
Connecting. All right. Alex, does Paige have anything that's like?
Well, if Paige has had their markings erupt into glass, I feel like that would be like endure injury, because I'm assuming that is. It's like,
is it?
What
That's
is
interesting. Is it injury or is it superficial?
Oh, that's a good.
Oh. You know what? Yeah, no, I would say it's more superficial. Kind of like a warning.
Oh. Does it recede when Paige's hand moves away from Yuri?
Sorry, I'm nodding and you guys can't see that. Yes.
Cool.
What's happening? But
something's trying to connect to me.
You feel it feels your desire to protect. It wants that you want to protect. This is hard to explain.
Mm-hmm.
It feels what you feel, and what you feel right now is to protect Paige.
Yeah.
Protect the island.
Yep.
That's what it wants too.
Okay.
Whether it's just mirroring your thoughts or it has its own thoughts, that's unclear.
Cool.
Yeah. Sonny, you see this kind of interaction go down. You see the crown on Yuri's head. And you also feel a crown, not a crab.
Crown, yes. I'll just say.
So, bear with me. What about a crown made of a crab?
But I'm going to ask you, like, what's that on your head? What's going on?
It just started happening.
There are things shooting out of my skull, and I don't know why. And it's like something, maybe the island. I don't know. Something is trying to connect with me. And I feel
You feel like?
I feel like maybe if I sit down.
I'm not sure that's such a good idea. But sure. How can it make things worse?
It might stop the volcano. Because we know that Sabine made the volcano erupt when she tried to fix the island, and that the god, I guess.
We'll try it. Yeah.
You have to protect us. You have to protect me. If the monkey man sends stuff, you have to protect us. You have to promise me, Sonny.
I'll do what I can. I ain't been no use so far.
Promise me on Vivian's life.
He's dead.
Promise me on Vivian's soul.
Eurydice, you know that Vivian is not dead.
Mm-hmm. Promise me.
Like for a fact.
I promise. Sure. I'll make sure that monkey doesn't get to you.
Thank you. And I think Gary will turn and start to walk towards the seat.
Okay.
What? But isn't that just going to make it worse?
As you say that, the island begins to shake violently. The walls begin to kind of crack. You have moments to decide.
Just sit down.
Yep. Yuri will kind of steel herself, look over at Paige, and mouths goodbye and sits.
What? No, I can't lose you too.
We're all lost in the end.
That's the last thing you hear, as not Paige's, no, I can't lose you too, but that's the last thing you hear is Sonny saying what he says.
We're all lost in the end.
As it closes and encases you. hear a sound kind of like a reverberation from the old god, announcing its new and true leader. All hail the Queen of Black Glass. As we see these spiky glass tendrils sprout out from the cradle, shooting out towards, filling the cracks of the island. How does Eurydice feel as they are finally connected to the island?
I think that she's kind of lost in the new senses. Like, I imagine that the connection that she is feeling to the island is one that encompasses perceptions and sensations that do not exist in the human body. So I think that what Paige and Sunny sees is that, like, she sits and black glass shoots out of her forearms and through the arms of the chair, pinning her arms to the armrests, and more black glass shoots out of her calves, pinning her to the leg rests. And there is a web of black glass that kind of explodes out and up into the far reaches of the cavern. And Yuri seizes, she shakes uncontrollably as the black glass continues to wrap around her in a delicate filigree of sharp, glinting angles. So in the end, she looks like she is covered in fine draping webs of glittering black. But if you try to touch them, they'll cut your fingers to the bone.
We have to get her out of there. I think Paige will try to open the thing again.
The glass, the lines in your hands spike again. This time there's a little bit of pain. Second warning.
We can't just leave her in there like that. Sunny, you have to help me.
No.
Sunny, you feel something in you. You see the fur on your body kind of turns a little glass-like. There's more of a shimmer to you now.
She stays here, and I go and stand in front of the throne, like turning back towards the cavern.
Yeah. There is like a this kind of long piece of stalactite that could be held like a club. It's got pieces of the black glass in it.
So is the cave still shaking?
No, actually, it's not. It has stopped. The island has stopped shaking.
This is what we had to do. I'll grab the rock and hold it. You should leave us here, Paige.
But what am I supposed to do?
Tell people never to come here again. There isn't any more we can do now. I thought I had a life out there, but look at me. There's nothing left of that. I feel like I belong here. We both do. It's up to you if you want to stay too, but you need to make sure no one tries to come back.
In the sound of wind sighing through undersea caverns, Paige faintly hears the words, "Leave this place, Paige. Remember, don't look back."
Okay, fine. We can leave.
As you leave, I imagine that this will be one of the Paige's last times they see them. At least in the flesh. We go out to the island as the fog is lifted. People go outside, and for the first time, they feel the sun. The island is quiet, too quiet. Vivian is still missing. Many people are dead. The monkey man's corpse, whatever's left of it, is. Well, what happens to the monkey man's corpse?
I think it's vanished. Yeah, just blood stains.
Yeah.
I think a horde of little native monkeys converges on it and carries all of the bits that can be carried away.
Oh yeah.
I love that, and that is so in like they will carry away stuff if they.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and I think the U.S. Navy comes in and helps. The U.S. government comes in and helps with the rebuilding process, but they don't stay for long, just long enough to help rebuild. Paige, what happens to Paige in the years to follow?
I think Paige goes back to the university. I think they pack up all of Dr. Spencer's research into the caves. I think they burn all of it.
Okay.
And I think they leave, they quit, they don't come back. And I think what they leave behind in place of Dr. Spencer's notes is there's nothing in the caves. There's nothing to be researched.
There is nothing in the caves.
There's nothing in the caves.
And that becomes a slogan for a while. Whenever someone asks, there's nothing in the caves. Don't go in there. Sunny, I think as time goes on, and you can correct me, but I think as time goes on, you realize the transformation wasn't man to ape. It was man into something bigger, more dangerous.
Yeah, I think Sonny sees himself as some kind of guardian here, and I guess the magic of the glass transforms him into something quite different, something similarly conjoined. Yeah.
Like Paige said, there is nothing in the caves.
I kind of like the idea that in the caves, it's not black glass. The glass is now red.
Ooh.
And so is Sunny's fur.
I love that. Kind of going outside of the island just a little bit, getting a little peek behind the Komodo. While your physical body is trapped in the cradle, the Queen of Black Glass's mind wanders, not far away from the island, but wanders to the city, to the Dark City. We see the Monkey Man. We see Augustus Pale with his pale white eyes as you three sit in that room I described where the Monkey Man and Sunny made a deal.
Mm-hmm. I've stopped you.
Yeah. Are you here to gloat, young miss?
No, I'm here to make sure you stay beaten.
Oh, and how are you going to do that?
I'm just going to be in your way. Everything you try, I'm going to be in your way.
Monkey Man takes the bottle that he had and swigs it. Augustus Pale just kind of chuckles as he checks his fingernails. They both kind of smile. Their Monkey Man's face a little bit too wide. Augustus is a little too small. As Augustus Pale says, "Let the games begin." And that is where the book closes. For now. On the first arc of our main cult campaign, Tithes, and Tides. Well, that's all, folks. My name's Dev, he, they. You can find me on Blue Sky. Links will be in the description. Like, comment, subscribe on whatever you listen to this on, YouTube, Spotify, whatever, wherever you can find podcasts.
Yeah, I'm Zuki, Zukizilla on Blue Sky, and the thing that was Sunny Brightheart. Oh, my dreams of running a beautiful cocktail club. No.
Yeah, just gone.
Maybe an avant-garde cocktail club.
A cocktail club for crabs.
There we go.
Has very angular design in the building. And yeah, I'm Alex. I was playing Paige, who somehow, aside from some, cool tats, made it out relatively unscathed.
And I'm Nicole. You can find me on Blue Sky or Instagram as Five Goblins Pottery. I played Dr. Eurydice Spencer, the Queen of Black Glass.
All right, y'all. We loved playing this game. We love you guys. We hope you enjoyed our first season of this cult campaign. We just want to say we appreciate y'all for listening. We hope you'll continue listening. We're going to get better as time goes on.
Yep, and in between seasons, we'll have some other games.
Yeah. Not going to name them here.
Oh, no. No, we've got one-shots
that would ruin the
and
surprise.
mini-series and all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah. And we hope you listen to that as well. All right. Well, as I always say, bye.
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 Bye-bye.